I like to define Drip Sweets as a cannabis-infused sweets company that exists in a cosmic space somewhere between the currently unknown and the future. So I say that not because I'm naive to the thought that many of us have tried cannabis edibles in the past, but because this is a whole new category of this. We now have the opportunity to share with the masses and really teach people how to experience this new type of food. So currently on the market we have ice cream available, and we're working on a few other products. We have it available at about 50 dispensaries around the state. So in thinking of how to tie drip to tech, it was actually a process of what things should I eliminate from my list of things that I want to talk about. So I decided to talk about a kind of new category of experiential food. Food in itself is an awesome experience, but especially having the cannabis element and many other elements, we get to play in a new way. So this is sort of just a fun photo that I made showing some of the activities that we suggest doing while dripping. So when I think about drip, I think about it as being kind of like a triple threat experience. And of course, inside of each of those bubbles, there are millions of bubbles popping out everywhere. But I broke it down to packaging, flavors, and then effects. So thinking of packaging, I've changed the packaging already twice, and I'm planning on changing it once again before recreational. It's one of my favorite things to geek out on. But anyway, right now I love how we have our packaging. It comes kind of like a little gift pack. And inside of the gift pack, you have a dosage guide that says how much should I eat, and has along here kind of the amount of milligrams per spoon. The other thing that comes with it is a dosage spoon. So we kind of explain to people without telling people what they're going to feel, because we have no control over that. Just kind of an idea of what they might feel if they eat some drip. So for example, we say for the whole container, the very first thing is get ready for blast off. And along with the packaging, we have, going down the side, a dosage meter that shows if you eat down to here, you've eaten this many milligrams, and down to here, this many, etc. So when creating the packaging, I was really thinking about two things. Making the initial sort of like heart melt, yes, I love that, and it seems really fun, mixed with a really informative and easy to understand labeling. So then to flavors. We take, obviously, cannabis is the most unique ingredient in our ice cream, so we start with that as a base and then build all of our flavors off of that. Then my favorite part of the triple thread, which is the getting high. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. You get to start with sort of like a little sculptural, exciting package that you get to choose at the store, and then you bring it home and you dip in, and it's creamy and delicious, and then you get to have fun and play. I really focused on formulating drip as a little bit lighter of an edible so that it's a lot more uplifting and energizing as opposed to sedative and calming. So as you see here, we have a hashtag on Instagram that's kind of also teaching people what to expect that they're going to feel after eating drip. And it's kind of just a lifestyle project focusing on fun, creativity, and imagination. I actually started by making this hashtag as like kind of an excuse to hang out with new friends and like force them to try my ice cream. So I would invite people on drip trips where they come over, we eat ice cream, and then we adventure somewhere, wherever the ice cream takes us. So follow us on the social medias, and you can see all of the drip trip lifestyle. And again, there are so many things to tie tech to drip, and this industry in general, it's so wild. There are endless things to talk about and explore. But for now, I think that's a good amount of sharing.
Who's got a question? Lots of questions. Go for it.
So you've got a suggested dosing scoop in there. Can you speak a little more about why it's suggested dosing and not a specific dose?
What's the suggested dosing mean?
Yeah, so currently it's actually really interesting. I don't know how many people know about this, but they're actually regulating the amount of dose that they're going to have per state. And here in Oregon, they're saying 5 milligrams as opposed to 10 milligrams in Washington and Colorado. But right now on the medical market, there's no suggested dosing. There's no sort of baseline or anything. So I actually chose a really low dose. So for this one, and this is our 25 milligram ice cream, we also have a 75 milligram for more experienced medical users. But this one, the dosage spoon is only 3.5 milligrams. So I feel confident that anybody who tries it is going to have a pleasant experience as their first experience. And I really suggest people start with 1 spoonful and then move on from there. Because I can't tell everybody how they're going to feel.
My question is, how is it connected to technology? Because you keep saying that, but I'm not really...
How is it connected to technology?
Yeah, I think in my mind, technology speaks to innovation and creating new things. And I think that it's it's such a brand new thing. We have to teach people how to use it. We have to explain what it is, what its powers are. And there are also a lot of things in the meantime, like what the previous speaker was talking about. We have to be taking care of, like, tracking everything that we're doing. And it's sort of not only is it a food product, but we also have on the other side all of the cannabis things that we need to be taking care of. We have to do a lot of lab testing, and there's a lot of data that comes along with what we do and formulate. I can't see your name tag.
Corey.
Yeah, I can't see
It's
you,
hard to
so-
see. I got you. I got your back, Corey.
Yeah.
What's your question?
So, you've spoken about the formulation a little. I don't want to know, you can't really probably explain what makes drip magical beyond what we already know. But in terms of engineering your formula, what were some of the biggest challenges? Figuring out, you're saying it's uplifting, so it's probably a sativa strain or a hybrid. How do what's some of the challenges on figuring out what formulation?
What were the challenges of figuring out the formulation to get the right high? Am I good at paraphrasing? I'm trying.
That's great. That was good.
Go ahead.
It's sort of like a reverse question. What isn't tricky about formulating? I spent months and months, and actually I'm still constantly doing R&D and figuring out how to make the formula better, perfect in my mind. At this point, it was really a lot of very willing friends and lab testing, and I've done a lot of cannabis research, and I have a really amazing mentor who is really into the medical side of cannabis, so I've been working with him a lot on figuring out how to formulate something that is sort of more of a happy pill, I guess, to put it in a sense.
Nice. There's a standing question. Last question. What's your question?
Yeah, hey, just curious about the packaging again and how you're going to make that transition from medical to rec with dosing and childproof containers.
Yeah.
Where are your ideas and where do you think that's going?
Packaging. Tell us more.
Totally. So it's interesting. They're still in the final round of rulemaking. So currently how it's written, ice cream and any other non-scorable edible, so a liquid would be a non-scorable edible, can only have a maximum of 10 milligrams, so 2 doses. So we would only have 1 item available, and we are sourcing child-proof packages, which is what we had in the past, but now I'm creating a custom one that looks cooler.
Cool things to come. Well, thank you very much. Drip.